Mother-in-law drama made my wedding a nightmare. Basically a book. Sorry. Okay. My now husband, let's call him Matt, and I met during the pandemic once it was safe to go out to restaurants and such, and we quickly fell in love. And because his family cares for two elderly grandmothers, they had very strict rules about socializing during that time. I had no problem with that, and Matt and I were careful to follow their guidelines. That meant I didn't get to know his family that well, and that's how I initially explained away all the red flags that his mom disliked me. I told myself maybe she doesn't hate me, it's just awkward because we haven't spent that much time together. Spoiler alert, I was wrong. Because my family was lower risk, Matt spent more time with my family and they immediately clicked. So some dating red flags from his mom. She constantly trashed the denomination of churches Matt and I attended, and that my dad's pastor is a pastor for, even after I acknowledged her bad experience and tried to empathize. At Matt's dinner, she set the table for everyone but me. I got to stand in the kitchen? Okay, when I
What?
read something like that, I'm like, was he like, let me put a plate for you? He just let her stand in the
Oh,
kitchen because that's a red flag on him.
well, both of them. Yeah. Oh, no.
What? She interrupted me every time I spoke and redirected the conversation. That would get really under my skin.
Was she Latina?
I don't
Okay.
have those details yet. She raved about Matt's exes and their amazing relationships with his younger sisters and how much she missed them. How many exes? And apparently they're all just so great but her. She refused to attend the church service where Matt and I officially joined, I'm guessing for marriage, because she was mad he left theirs. Context for later, in October 2021, my dad nearly died of COVID. The doctors were shocked he survived. Once home, he had to stay plugged into a wall oxygen machine. Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Due to a shortage of portable tanks, he only had enough for necessary doctor visits. November 2021, Matt proposed. It was beautiful and surprised me during my family's Thanksgiving dinner. We were so happy. We looked at rings together, so it wasn't out of the blue, but it was still magical. We decided on a shorter engagement and set the date for April 2022. It was going to be a low-key, small-town wedding we mostly planned ourselves. We knew the quick timeline might keep some people from attending, but we were ready to be married. We invited his family to my parents' house to talk about wedding vision, financial contributions, dress shopping dates, etc. But we couldn't go to their house. It's 90 minutes away and my dad couldn't travel. They refused to come to us because they didn't want to hire a babysitter for their 14-year-old twins. Both grandmothers lived nearby. They wouldn't bring the girls either. It was either we had to go to them or it didn't happen. Eventually, we got them to agree to a Zoom call. At that point, you can just tell like someone like that does not want to be involved. And it's like, why?
That it's deliberate.
Yes, they're going to purposely put every kind of blockade for it to not happen.
Like the person that's being awful to you because they want you to break up with them.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's that like passive aggressive,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah. The Zoom came, neither parent said much. His mom was on her phone the entire time. My parents gushed about Matt and said how thrilled they were to welcome him. His parents, yeah, he's great. Nothing about me joining the family. I don't even know how people like this deal with in-laws like that, because I would just,
I have opinions. I think that he sucks, the dude that she's marrying, because like I would have had if he hadn't stood up, like no, like I would see that as a huge red flag on his behalf that he's not at least at this point making it clear that there is a separation between how like because she hasn't gotten there yet, so I don't know if she's going to include this, but I would be why aren't you taking care of this? Like why aren't you taking care of this information? This is like you and your mom. Your mom is literally mistreating me.
yeah,
You're just
like in
letting it
front of
happen.
your face, cutting me out. Yeah. Like at that point, it's like I would be, yeah, you're right. I'd be more mad at him because I'm like, this is your family.
Speak up, dude.
Hmm.
That's not okay to treat anybody's because like he's treating her like that, but he could treat I mean anybody like that. That's messed up.
Yeah. And the way she wrote about the standing in the kitchen, it literally sounds like she was just standing in the kitchen while they all ate for his dinner. And I'm like,
Hey,
that would never be okay.
no, literally.
So she said, but hey, Zoom is awkward, so maybe that was why. My parents offered to pay for most things. His parents said they'd cover Matt's tux, a groom's cake, and the alcohol. Matt and I reiterated that we were planning a small, simple wedding. They said it's fine. It was painfully awkward. Everyone was relieved when the call ended. I felt weird about my relationship with his mom, but I still tried to include her. I invited her dress shopping. See, there's so many super nice brides I read about, and they like have this like issue with, they have a bad relationship with the mother-in-law and they still invite them dress shopping. I'm like, that's like a vulnerable moment to be changing in front of someone or showing something. Like, why would you want someone like that there?
It's an olive branch. I get it, but like,
Ah,
God.
yeah, it's harder when you're in it. Because of budget constraints, I wanted to shop before Christmas to avoid price hikes. I sent her a couple of dates and she declined both. There we go. One without explanation, the other because she was making Christmas cookies.
Oh no, but it's creepy. The timeline for those.
So busy. Yeah. Has to
I'm
be
really
this
busy.
day.
I'm really busy.
Oh my gosh. So I went with my mom and sister and found my dress. I'd asked Matt's sisters to be junior bridesmaids and invited them to the shop too. His mom said to just send them the link for the dress I wanted. I did. And she complained about the hemline and designer, but insisted she'd fix it for them after delivery. When the dresses arrived, she wouldn't show them to me until after alterations. I pushed, and thank goodness I did. She pinned the hem up 4 inches too high. She was annoyed, but adjusted them. They finally looked correct on the wedding day. Then here's a not so brief list of other chaos that she caused during planning the wedding. Okay, bridal shower takeover. She offered to host. I thought it was a peace offering. Made it a couples shower, so Matt had to attend, introduced everyone, including Matt's best friend who couldn't come, but not me, to her friends and family who I had never met. Oh my gosh. Guest list battle. We wanted to cap the wedding at 100 guests total. She alone wanted to invite 100. I hadn't shared my severe anxiety disorder because I didn't trust her, but finally told them the cap was for my mental health. She looked me dead in the eye and said, I have anxiety too. It'll be fine. That's that like older generation that's like, we all had anxiety and we had to carry on with our lives. Like,
Yeah, that's like my mom being like, Lisandra, no, you're not depressed. You just be happy, okay? Like, okay.
okay, press turn on the
I
switch.
yeah, I'm like, don't cry. Just change it. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
Open the
got it.
window. Go out in the sun.
Oh yeah, no, that's crazy. I hadn't thought about that. I hadn't thought about just being happy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Really.
Thank you for that. Oh.
Anxiety too, you'll be fine. That's crazy.
Later, she told people I faked mental illness to get my way. We ended up cutting guests from my side so they could invite extras. This, I would be really,
I hate this woman.
yeah, I would be really second guessing the whole wedding.
How old did she say how old she is? Because she sounds young.
I
Dang.
know. It was a really quick engagement.
But still, she sounds like she's young.
Yeah.
She sounds like she's in her 20s at least. Because I feel like I wouldn't put up with that. But I might have put up with it earlier in my life.
Yeah.
I could see a time where I would be like, in my very early 20s, I dated a guy for 4 years, and I could see if his mom didn't like me, I would still try to be like, all right, this is the right thing I need to do. I still need to try to invite her. I still need to try to do this. And then I'd be mad at him, but I wouldn't have the communication skills and the like
Yeah.
confidence to be able to be like, fix your mother.
Yeah.
But I would now.
Right. And
Because
it's
I
that
feel,
awkward time of like you're like becoming an adult, so you're kind of like still that like kid, respect your elders. I feel like I was like that in my early 20s too.
yeah. So I just feel like I'm reading it as she's younger because she's not standing up for herself in the way that I think that somebody in her later in life would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
What she's going through is it's abusive. Like that's not the woman is walking all over her because she doesn't respect her.
Mm-hmm.
Period.
Yeah. She's thinking she's
Crazy.
not like good enough for her son, or it's the kind of
So,
person she's like putting her son on a pedestal, saying like he deserves the best and you're not it.
that's why I asked if he's Latino. That's what Latino parents do. Treat their firstborn son as the gold standard.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. But also, it's also curious that they're not Jewish because that's what Jewish mothers do as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get mad. I mean, it's also different kinds of Christian religions that's where they really covet like the son
That's very
and they're
common.
very particular about their flavor of Christianity.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I kind of got by the denomination thing. So if she's like very in her,
You don't want to be an Episcopalian anymore. Lutheran's not even a thing.
mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah,
isn't it all Christian? I mean, listen, guys, come on. But yeah, so it seems like an uppity.
yeah. Like it's almost like she heard the denomination and immediately from that point was like, nope. And then just like discounted anything else she said or something like that. It's like when they
Yeah,
give
I mean,
you a chance.
yeah, it's like if somebody, oh, they're a Republican, oh, or like, oh, she's a liberal, cool. I guess she doesn't care about babies or something like that.
Right.
I don't know.
Yes.
but you can make judgments for sure. That's crazy. What else did she do? Because so she like, do we
A
have,
lot. There's a lot. So it says, gossiping behind my back. She told Matt's friends I was excluding her from planning. She never answered my texts about it. Joke's on her. Two of those friends are close with me and they spilled everything. Sabotaging the rehearsal. She told the wedding party I was overbearing for asking them to arrive 30 minutes early and said it was okay to come late because we'd start late anyway. Then she gave
mm,
them the wrong wedding day timeline. If I hadn't sent backup info, they would have missed photos. Refused to help set up. She got mad that Matt helped set up the reception. She wanted him at their hotel to hang out. They wouldn't help at all because that's the bride's family's job. Okay. Cold as ice in the getting ready room. She ignored me the whole time, didn't acknowledge me when I walked in wearing my white dress, even though everyone else was emotional and excited. I'd be like, you can leave.
insane.
Yeah,
On her wedding day.
this is bad.
This is bad.
Yeah. When I do like crazy skits and stuff, people are like, oh, this is so dramatic. That would never happen. And I'm like,
Ooh,
no,
it
there's people saying it literally happens to them.
when I was in LA, I used to do weddings sometimes as a second shooter. So I'd get the first shooter that I worked with would always be with the bride, and then I'd go with the groomsmen to get the secondary portraits. You see some drama, but not. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Nothing. This is insane. But I mean, I guess I would have to be privy to all the other information, but you can pick up the vibes.
Oh, yeah. I bet you can like tell like right away with a wedding if like someone's not meshing well.
The mother of the groom was like to the bride. I'd pick up on that and be like popcorn in my hand as I'm
Trying to get
taking
all
pictures.
the tea. Yes. Oh,
No, that's
God.
insane.
Yeah.
But they got married.
How awkward. Yeah. All
They
right.
got married to her mother-in-law.
I know she's gonna have to deal with that the rest of her life, or however long she can put up with it for. Because at some point, they either have to cut her off, the mother-in-law, or they're gonna break. Because someone like
Right.
that infiltrating, like if they decide to like move or have kids or whatever they do in their life, she's
When
gonna
a
be.
family member chooses their spouse and the spouse doesn't get along with the family, someone's got to go.
Hmm.
Usually people will choose their spouse.
You would hope. You hope.
Well, usually people would choose their spouse, but sometimes they don't.
Yeah.
Especially not a weak ass mama's boy like this guy seems. Wow, he sucks.
I'm like not hearing anything about him, so I like want to reach out and be
Yeah,
like
he is.
more.
Yeah, like first of all, I need to know. I have so many follow-up questions about him. Like, I need to know if he's an only child. He definitely seems like he's the only boy.
He's the golden.
Uh, if he's an only child, I guess it would make sense as to why the mom's so obsessed. But it's weird.
It's that crazy boy mom thing. It's like their first love and like the
Oh
thing the trend I was like on TikTok and it's like no, like you're not doing what you think you're doing right now. It's not
no, it's
okay.
getting weird. Stop. That's
Yes.
no.
Don't you
We're
want
not.
them to grow up and find someone or like be happy on their own, not like rely on you the rest of their lives?
No, I want him to. No, okay, that's weird.
That's weird.
No,
Or do they mention a father either? Oh, they said parents. They did say
the
his
parents when they had the Zoom call that the
yes.
parents. So I think the mom's just a piece of work, and she probably has nothing else going on.
And the dad's probably just very passive because over the years she's been like manipulative like this and
Yeah, Gerard Carmichael has a bit right now that I just saw that like your mom that he says like that everyone's mom is crazy. No, but like it doesn't matter. Like everyone's mom is a different kind of crazy, but everyone's mom gets crazy at a certain point. Like the group chat is weird with the mom and the siblings, and then the dad starts talking less and less. I feel like that's what's happening here. Like
hmm
the mom got crazy, and the dad probably is just letting it happen and just saying like three words.
yeah.